You know, somewhere in the early 2000s, while the world was busy with flip phones, MSN Messenger, and dial-up internet, something epic happened. A game landed in our lives like a digital nuke, Call of Duty, the very first one. This wasn't just a game, it was a time machine, a battlefield, a history lesson, and sometimes a rage-inducing pixel storm of German MG42s. And today, I went back to 2003, back to where it all began. Playing this again is like opening an old photo album. Everything's gritty, low-res, and slightly brown, but it hits different. No laser sights, no kill streaks, just a bolt-action rifle, some brave NPCs with questionable aim, and missions that felt huge. And the music? It doesn't slap, it soars. Back then, there was no sprint button. You walked into history at the pace the game allowed, and I swear, every time someone shouted, "Move, move, move!" I did, even in real life. That's immersion. This game didn't hold your hand. It threw you into war. Machine guns didn't miss. Grenades didn't glow red. And cover? Ha! If you were lucky, a barn door might save you. It wasn't just bullets. It was tension. You felt the chaos, the smoke, the yelling, the sound of boots on mud. It was scripted to hell, but somehow, it felt alive. And don't get me started on the Russian campaign. Here, take this ammo. When your comrade dies, you take his rifle. Excuse me, what? But I did it. I fought. I survived. I believed. These weren't just nameless bots. Okay, maybe they were, but somehow they mattered. Sergeant Moody, CPT, Foley, PVT, Martin. They barked orders and ran headfirst into bunkers like they had nothing to lose. Sure, half the time they stood in doorways or got stuck on sandbags, but hey, they were my boys. I watched them storm buildings, I watched them die, and I reloaded checkpoints. A lot. You may not remember their names, but you remember how they made you feel, and that's what matters. No microtransactions, no battle pass. Just you, a gun, and the hope that the next med kit wasn't behind a Panzer. This was when games were raw, when reloading mid-fight was a prayer, when checkpoints were spaced just far enough to hurt. You didn't unlock weapon skins, you unlocked memories. And when the mission said, "Hold the line," you held the damn line, even if your monitor was flickering and your mouse had a ball inside. The missions escalated fast. 1 second you're sneaking through ruins, next second, boom, you're dodging tanks in Stalingrad. There were moments I forgot it was a game. I sat there, 2025, ultra-wide monitor, RTX card, and still I flinched when a grenade landed near me. That's how good it was. And let's be real, these missions were intense but also hilarious. I got stuck in a trench for 3 minutes because a friendly NPC wouldn't move. I shot a German soldier, and he ragdolled into orbit, and I loved every second. The final missions aren't just a win, they're a weight. You've been through so much, you've seen it all, and when that last cutscene rolls with that triumphant music, you feel like you were there, like you fought, like you mattered. Not because of flashy graphics, not because of fancy cinematics, but because the game respected your time. It told a story, and it made you a part of it. So here we are, 20 plus years later, and Call of Duty 1 still holds up. Not because it's perfect, but because it reminds us of why we play. Not for rank, not for skins, but for the feeling, that raw, emotional, immersive feeling of being part of something bigger. So if you're watching this and remembering the first time you played, or if this is your first time seeing it, just know, this is where legends were born. This is where duty began. Thanks for watching, soldier. If you felt something, even just a little, hit that like, maybe even subscribe. And remember, keep your head low, keep your heart strong, and I'll see you on the battlefield.